Here we're going to look at numbers 2 and 4. And I'll let you do 1 and 3 on your own, but the question is, are the following quadratic equations? So are they quadratic as opposed to possibly linear? So linear equations would be some variation of just y equals x, just 1x. X isn't being squared, x isn't being put in an exponent, x isn't being put inside of another function like sine or cosine. It's just y equals x. So you might see things like y equals 2x plus 4, right? That's a linear function that has been shifted 4 to the, 4 up and has a vertical stretch of 2. But you're not used to thinking of it that way. You're used to just graphing that with like y equals mx plus b. Quadratic things are variations of y equals x times x, or y equals x squared. So they could be y equals x squared, that would be the most basic one, or it could be something like y equals 2x squared plus 4. It could be something like y equals 2x plus 4 squared, or anything like that, any kind of variation, and they could be written in lots of different forms. Things that are maybe cubic would be variations of y equals x cubed, and so on. And then we've also got, other kinds of functions like exponentials, which we'll look at later in the year, are y equals some number, right? We'll just use a 4 for this example, and then putting the x up in the exponent spot there. Those are called exponentials because the x is in the exponent. So we're asking here, which of these equations are quadratic? Well, if you look at number 2, we do see 2 x's. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be quadratic, because in one of these examples you see lots of different x's, but then things end up canceling out and they end up not being there in the end. So if we kind of rearrange this a little bit and we were to distribute this out, 4 times 3 is 12, 4 times negative x is negative 4x, negative 3x, and then positive, because we have a negative times a negative, x squared. And if we just clean this up a little bit, and we put the x squared out front, we'll put these two together, you can see there, we do in fact have a quadratic because we have x squared. Now we have some other things happening to it, but that's fine, it's still a quadratic. So this one is quadratic. If we are to distribute this one on number 4, we just get this, and this you see is a linear variation, and so this one is not quadratic. Now I didn't write the explanation, but you need to write one, right? So just listen to the video and pick out some words that I've said and write an actual explanation to support these answers that we got.